Good afternoon. Welcome to the Midday Mull for Friday, the 8th of September. With McShane, we're working our way through Paul's first letter to the Corinthians, and today we read chapter 13, one of the better known chapters of Scripture and one that has probably been misapplied more often than any other. It is Paul's chapter on love. And you will recognize that love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, etc. A passage that is quite often used at a wedding, talking about love. And it's misapplying what Paul's teaching, because he's not talking about family relationships, he's not talking about weddings, he's talking about the church. And he's just said, if you're in the church are offering your gifts and you're prophesying or you're preaching or whatever you're doing, if you're not doing it with love, you're just a clanging cymbal. You're a noise. You've got to have love if you minister in the church. And then he explains what that love would look like within the church context. And he ends up the chapter saying, these three remain: faith, hope, and love. And the greatest is love. Now, it doesn't mean that love doesn't apply to marriages. It does. But I've so often heard this, when it is applied, spoken of quite lightly. Basically, if you are going to love one another, you've got to be patient, you've got to be kind, you've got to be not boastful, you mustn't envy, etc., etc., which is all very well. But the point is, people do, because people are fallen. We are sinful people, and our natural tendency is not to love. Our natural tendency is to keep record of wrongs. Our natural tendency is to boast. And so to say to people, just don't do that, really sets them up to fail. And if you are using this in a marriage ceremony, note to self here, one has to put it in the context of God. And we're told that if we're ministering without love, it's pointless. And that's grounded in the fact that John tells us God is love. And so if we haven't got love, we probably don't have God. And therefore, our ministry will be empty of any kind of meaning. So we have to have God as the foundation of our lives. We've got to have God central to our lives. We've got to have God overwhelming our lives. God is love. And God, therefore, and the love of God has to permeate everything we do. And so that's a challenge to people. And as people are getting married, we also say to them, we love, as John says, we love because God first loved us. And if you do not recognize that, if you have not accepted that love, if you are not living in God's love, you can't love. Not in any kind of long-term, meaningful, committed way that Paul highlights here. Your relationship has to be grounded in God. And so as we go through life, particularly if you've been married for many years, need a reminder. If you're going to get married, if you've got friends getting married, wherever we are in life, we do need love. And our love is grounded in God. We love because he first loved us. God is love. And therefore we can go and we can minister in love. We can live in love. And that kind of love is patient, is kind, does not envy, does not boast. So ground yourselves in God. And then this love will come, or should come, naturally as God's Spirit works through us. Be encouraged and know that we're blessed.